going to make a short section from the Zohar. Then we're going to do Birkat Hamazon, blessing of after the food. Then we're going to do a special blessing of the midnight, which is important to do tonight. And then Debbie going to give a short lecture as well. So just to know what's coming. And we're going to give you a break of coffee in between, okay? All right. I'm reading from Ma'azinu, verse 197. We're talking about the day that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai physically left the world. Amar Rabbi Abba speak, לא גמר המאור הקדוש לומר חיים, עד שנשתכחו דבריו. When Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai said the word חיים, I didn't hear him anymore. ואני כתבתי, and I was writing, because we know that Rabbi Abba was the writer, and the entire time, whenever Rabbi Shimon talked, he write. That's why Rabbi Abba, as the Talmud said, lived for 300 years. Why he lived for 300 years? Because like that, he will deliver the Zohar all the way to Iraq, to the Chachmei Bavel, to the wise people from the Babylon, where they wrote the Talmud. So everybody at that time lived there. So he had to live long enough. ולא הרימותי ראשי. So while I was writing, and I didn't hear his voice of Rabbi Shimon, I didn't raise my head. From here we learn the respect that Rabbi Abba had for his teacher, tremendous. And the reason לא הרימותי ראשי, כי האור, everybody want to do live on your Facebook or whatever. I don't stop you from doing it. I don't mind if you do that. כי האור היה גדול ולא היה יכול להסתכל. The light was so tremendous and I couldn't raise my eyes. בתוך כך נזדעזעתי. My body started to shake. שמעתי קול הקורא ואומר, I heard a voice that loud that say, אורך ימים ושנות חיים, long life and long living. And then I heard another voice that say, חיים שאל ממך, life he bore from you. כל אותו היום נפסק האש מן הבית. The entire day the house was surrounded with fire. ולא היה מי שיגיע אליו. We couldn't reach the body of Rabbi Shimon. We know he's gone, but nobody can reach. It's fire. Fire, so what are you going to do? כי לא יכלו. We couldn't do it. נחמד שהאור והאש, it was one part was light. We couldn't look. The other part was fire. We couldn't touch. So the entire day, I was on the floor, lying on the floor, וגאיתי, and I was crying. אחרי שהלכה האש, after the fire left, I saw him. ראיתי אותו. ראיתי את המאור הקדוש, I saw the holy light, קודש הקודשים, holy of holiest, שנסתלק מן העולם, that he left the physical world. שנתעטף, he covered himself by himself, and he lying on his right, ופניו צוחקות, and his face is smiling and laughing. קם רבי אלעזר בנו ולקח ידיו ונשק אותם. רבי אלעזר took his hand and kissed him. ואני, רבי אבא, לקחתי העפר שתחת רגליו. I start kissing the dirt that touching his feet. רצו החברים לבכות. The friend want to cry. לא יכלו לדבר, but they couldn't even talk. התחילו החברים בבכייה, then they start crying. רבי אלעזר fell 3 times and couldn't open his mouth. Then he opened his mouth and said, אבי, אבי, my father, my father. ג' היו וחזרו להישאר אחד. 3 that become 1. Who is the ג'? Who is the 3? רבי פנחס בן יאיר, the father-in-law of רבי שמעון. רבי שמעון בר יוחאי, and רבי אלעזר, the son. ואתה נשאר רבי אלעזר יתום מסכנו. Now רבי אלעזר, stay alone. קם רבי חייא stood, And he say, now Rabbi Shimon took care of everything. This is not the time only to take care of him now. He took care of us till now. We have to take care of him. קם רבי אלעזר ורבי אבא לקחו אותו ממקומו. Rabbi Elazar and Rabbi Abba took him from his place and they put him on a bed that looked like a ladder. You know, the Tesla's line. מי ראה את בלבול הדעת של החברים? The old friend, the old student were confused. But the entire house was smelled good. And the only one who allowed to touch him was Rabbi Elazar, his son, Rabbi Abba. באו מכים ובעלי מגינים מכפר ציפורי. A village nearby, called כפר ציפורי, start fighting. They come with sword and knife, and they start screaming and yelling. He said, this tzaddik belonged to us. The people of Meron say, no, he belonged to us. He died here. And everybody start fighting with everybody, because everybody want Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai will be buried in their domain. So what do? The village of Tzipori said, you should come here. The place of Meron said, you should come here. What do? So what do? יצא המיטה מן הבית. The bed left itself from the house. הייתה עולה באוויר. The bed came with Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai on it, and it climbed into the air like that. ואש הייתה לוהטת לפניה, and it has fire in front of it. The bed has not behind it, a fire in front of it. שמעו קול, and they heard voice. So nobody won, not the village of Tzipori and not the village of Meron. Who won? Rabbi Shimon. They lift the bed, fire in front, and they took it. And a voice came from heaven and say, ייכנסו ובואו והתקבצו, come in, join and gather, להילולה, to the gathering of Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. May peace will come, may he rest in peace. So the bed now do it its way alone to the cave. In Meron, those of you who have been there, those of you who join us will be there. As they go into the cave, שמעו קול תוך המערה. They heard sound in the cave. זה האיש מרעיש הארץ. So whoa, that's the person that shake the entire land. This the person מרגיז ממלכות. This is the person that shake kingdom. כמה מקטרגים ברקל נשקטים ביום הזה בשבילך. All the persecutor that against everything in this world has to be quiet because he arrived up there now. זהו רבי שמעון בן יוחאי. That's the person that when God want to show an example of a human being, why did he create human being? He said, I create human being for this person. אשרי חלקו למעלה ולמטה. Good for this person up and good for what he did below. How many treasure waited for him? The idea of this section, and that's why I want to share that with you, is most death. It's a sad thing. People mourning the death. Rabbi Shimon, whatever he did, he activated not just angels. He basically, whatever did he accomplish, remove any type of judgment from the world. Most people, you go to people, they have discussion about justice. What is justice? It's relative. Justice means you're going to bring judgment too. Once you talk justice, once you ask for justice, you're going to invite judgment with it. Once you ask for the truth, you invite lie with it. Once you ask for peace, you invite war with it. Right? Everything is the opposite. Rabbi Shimon, like the story we read before, it didn't matter what's right and wrong. I demand that now it's going to happen because I say so. It's not let me negotiate. I say it will be good, it will be good. That's it. Negotiation here. We're not talking about negotiation. So those of you who have area in your life that you want to get better, and you wish it will get better. That's not the language of Rabbi Shimon. You can't communicate like this, Rabbi Shimon. Rabbi Shimon is about to say that's what's going to happen. Not a maybe, not I'm begging, not I'm asking nice. Please, I behaved last week, now can I have it this week? Not I gave charity, God, do you see me here? All those type of language is gone, it's not working. Rabbi Shimon language is all demand. I'm here, and that's what I want. What people do, they work with God as a manipulation. I smile. You ever saw that, I forget the name of the cartoon, the cat and the mice? When Tom and Jerry, yeah. Who's Tom? The cat? Yes. Tom is the cat, so Jerry is the mice. So sometimes the cat captures the mice, and the mice make the smile like this. You know, he's like shaking, but he smiles. Sometimes we do that with God. So he like, mercy on me, please. Now give me what I want. So we don't care about nothing. Rabbi Shimon, what am I doing here? Who interesting more? God to give me or me to receive what God want to give me? God want to give us more than we receive. So why don't you already demand things to happen in your life? Because there is a process. People talk about process. If there is one word that my teacher used to hate the most, it's the word process. So process, it's up to God to decide if there's process. If you bring the word process, you're destroying it already. I mean, in 1 minute, your life is going to be perfect. 1 minute from now. 1 minute from now, your life, B'ezras Hashem, will be perfect, right? What do you say? I guess it has to take some time. Why do you have to say that? What are you trying to say? I hope I'm going to find my soulmate. Why you hope? Soulmate is behind the door. Go run now. What? Oh, you don't believe. So why you hope? Don't hope. Definitely you don't find your soulmate. Well, why to hope? You understand? The whole attitude of people is with hope and a wish. Why they even talk like this? Do you know why? Because they think God will have mercy on them and then give them the deal. So who they manipulate? God. So if you can manipulate God, what kind of God do you believe again? There is so many priests and rabbi and teacher out there and selling people a manipulation technique. You go all the bestseller of motivation, speaker, of this, what is all about? How to manipulate better. How to manipulate your wife without she know. How to manipulate your husband without he find out. How to manipulate your kids. How to manipulate God without he find out too. How to overcoming the angel influence. Enough already, you cannot talk like this. You go direct, to the point. I want it. What are you going to hear? No. I want it. You ever saw kids? That's how we should be. You ever saw a kid going to a toy store? Doesn't care. Parents, this, nice. Scream. Ah! I want this toy. Ah! Where is the style? Where is a little bit the style? They learn how to talk to your mother, this. Then, after 2-3 years, we kill the pew and we teach them how to talk. Say thank you. You ever saw a baby say thank you, 3 years old? Thank you. Thank you. Dying. They do, thank you. Can I have the cake now? Thank you. like they don't really mean it. They want the cake now. Who cares for the thank you? Leave me alone. That's the beauty that is gone. Our emotional power gets stuck. Every part. Rabbi Shimon, you don't tell Rabbi Shimon where you're going to be buried. What? What's that? I don't care if you're fighting with knife or gun or tank. Who's taking Rabbi Shimon? Burying himself. The bed lift, going to the cave. Wherever he wanted to be buried. That's why it went there. So the people with Tzipori come with knife and sword. The people of Meron, no, it belongs to us. The bed lift, I'm imagining like a movie, the boat looking. So who won? I don't know. And the bed like that. You know, like who won? Which team? And the bed go bury itself. He buried himself. Rabbi Shimon bury himself. Why? Because he never died, actually. Never died. I had the merit, I want to tell you this. I had the merit to do something with my wife, Debbie, in Israel. We went to Israel at a time that everybody told us not to go. But it was a good idea because it was cheap ticket at that time. Quarter of the price, forget quarter, 10%. It was a war, in the middle of a war we went there. So the upper part of Israel all were closed. From Tel Aviv down, everybody party. Israel, it's a weird place. Like if the upper part going to a war, the south part going to a party. So we are with a group now, and we expect nobody to come. So we come with our family. I said, listen, nobody show up. At least we have a good time in Tel Aviv. We come to the hotel. Everybody arrive. And I look at them. You remember that dinner? I said, are you all a believer? Where you guys come from? What happened? I said, to be honest, I expect you guys not to come. You know? So no, we believe you told us to come. It's going to be good for our soul. We came. So, okay, I guess I need to talk to you guys. You know, you've never been in this land. Those missiles are long. They are from here to that wall, and they sending them from the north. Are you sure you want to come? Yeah, yeah. So I go back to Debbie. I said, Debbie, those group is a heavy duty. This is a certainty group. I said, you sure you can make it? She said, okay, let me try again. Because no driver want to go to the north. We talked to all the driver. Then, no way. We found a wonderful Muslim driver who said, I will take you. Getting to the bus, we're driving. We arrived to Tiberia, to Rabbi Akiva. Of the Rabbi Akiva. As we're stopping there, I have the picture. If you one day later, Debbie can show you. Then a missile, about Pico. I'm in the middle of Mincha, I can't stop, and I got to finish the Amidah. I look at the student, how they doing. And Bekoach, something, Zohar, there. They continue. Yeah, let's continue. So you sure we're going to go more north? Yeah. Bottom line, funny story. We're in the cave of Rabbi Shimon. Another missile fell on the mountain. So the driver went in with us to the cave. He's Muslim, right? He's not into all this and that. Like an ECB, read the book. So what is this? Say, this is protection from every problem. Okay, can I have one? He took with him a box of Zohar with him home. Please. In the meantime, my mom called to find out where I am. This is already 12, midnight. Because we did the trip starting at 3 afternoon, finished 2 a.m. because we couldn't go into the north. So my mom called, she see this Muslim guy with an accent answer the phone. That's it, she think I've been captured in Lebanon. That's all. True story. From there, the fun part, what I want to tell you, we went to the city of Tzefat and the city of Meron. Nobody is there, empty, quiet. We're going to Rabbi Shimon alone. Nobody is there, just us. And then you get the feeling of Rabbi Shimon, because it's very difficult to feel because we are human beings, we are very emotional creature. We have antenna. So when you are with people right now in the room, you can feel. You can feel people, you can feel their energy, what they go through, bad, good, we feel it. When you go to an empty room and there is only the tzaddik there, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel something, alone. And we went to the mikveh alone, we went to the Ari alone, everything was open. We even stopped in Tveria back, say, you guys afraid or you want to stop on the way back to Tel Aviv for shawarma? There's the best shawarma place. Stop for everybody become brave, stop for shawarma. Missile. And the guy for the shmara, all day, nobody show up. So he's sitting there. There is a group. Oh, please come in. Extra pita, extra that. Just, he didn't believe there is a business, you know. And the beauty of what I'm telling you, when you connect to the tzaddik Rabbi Shimon, just have to say his name. You have to say his name. When you go into whatever you're going through, say, Rabbi Shimon, help me. I'm going to something. Rabbi Shimon, I'm going to something. But don't go like this lady from Israel. That it used to be a lady in Israel, it's a very famous story from 1971, that used to have laundry. In Israel, the laundry, we didn't have a dry cleaning or, what do you call it, a dryer. So we used to have the laundry outside the balcony. You know what I'm talking about? So she's a Moroccan lady. She believed only in Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. So it was a rainy day. She had a lot, those days the diapers was different. I don't want to describe to you how it used to be. It was different. So some of you maybe know, but it was different. The young one have no idea what I'm talking about. So fabric, basically a lot of fabric in the laundry. And she said, Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, the rain is about to come. I have 5 kids at the house. Please help me not to have rain. And the sun came out, unbelievable. Every time she asked, it happened. Every time she asks, it happens. She tell her neighbor. So at night she dreamed, it was a famous story from the 70s, that Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai come to her and said to her, listen, I want to help you, but you can't, every time the laundry is wet, you come and beg me to do that. Ask me something bigger, not just laundry. It's a story, was in a paper. And the reason I share this with you, you're allowed to ask for small things, you're allowed to ask for big things, but Hashem, that you have the merit, that Rabbi Shimon will come and tell you what's wrong in your dream, that you're asking too much. Because any miracle that you want tonight, any miracle that you want, anything, include money. Don't be shy if you want money and say, oh, it's too materialistic. It's not too materialistic. God has $1 billion waiting for you. God has 400 million plane, private jet waiting for you, but hey, nobody asked it. It's out there, nobody asked. Would you think about $400 million private jet? Nobody think like that, right? Would you think about $280 million private yacht? It's too much, Eliyahu. Don't you think it's too much? And the ego starts getting in again. You want God to like you, so you don't ask for too much. Can I have only 200,000 there? Because the thing I'm asking too much. Now you want them to like you more, and you ask a little bit, right? So why don't you ask 1.7 billion? And I want 1.7 billion. Or I want 1.7 million. Why not? Oh, because you look bad. You look materialistic. There is something in the Jewish culture, or in the Catholic culture specifically, those two religions, as this guilt that whoever is spiritual should not have money. Abraham was rich. Isaac was rich. Jacob was rich. Moses was rich. Joseph was rich. Rabbi Isaac Luria was rich. All of those people were rich. But they were not addicted to it. The money just came because the Creator want to give it. So if you look at materialism as a non-spiritual thing, I have to tell you, you're not yet connecting to spirituality. Materialism and spirituality is the same thing exactly. So if you look at materialistic people and say, oh, they're not spiritual, maybe they're more spiritual than the one who doesn't ask for the money. Because the one who asks for the money, I want just $5, or the one who sleep in the street because they have nothing to eat, could be less spiritual than the one who go and fight for every $100,000. Just think about it. Because Rabbi Shimon never miss anything. So either you want to be like Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai, that league, or you can be in the league of the miserable.com, and then you have a good reason to cry why your life is not working. Well, if I had a job, life look better. Why don't you have a job? Why you don't have a job? If I have the first million, I could do a second million. Why you don't have a first million? Well, if I lose weight, if I do that, not if. 1 minute away from now, it's there. Do you start, or you're going to say, I hope? If you say, I hope, don't waste your time. It's not going to work. But if you say, I demand, that's what's going to happen. You know exactly what's going to happen with you. Then the whole life is changing. That's what Rabbi Shimon represents. If you can capture that knowledge from this book, from the Zohar, capture that specific story I just shared, you're already connected to Rabbi Shimon. Because you're no longer, I'm wishing. Oh, I hope God hear my prayer. We talk in human language, and God have no idea what you're talking about. It's like almost like to go to a Chinese restaurant and talk to them how you like to order your pizza. They have no idea what he's saying. The angel and God, they have no idea what you're talking about. In the human language, it's true. But in God language, he's waiting for the 1 billion. Why don't you ask for 1 million? Well, I'm not sure I deserve it. So keep staying in your misery. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. It's not your business to decide if you deserve it or not. It's not your business. What, are you a God now? Are you playing God? Let God decide it. One is the soulmate. Those of you who are not married, in half an hour. Half an hour, I'm supposed to get a call to meet my soulmate. That's it. One is the wedding, and 2 hours after that, we got to make the wedding. Everything. In a second. Those of you say, well, I have patience. You know why you have patience? Because you don't have belief. That's why you have patience. People with no certainty need to have patience. People with certainty, not patient. In 4 minutes, I need to everything to get done. What do you mean? Mashiach, I want Mashiach to knock on our door. He's already knocking. I don't hear very well with my ears. Already knocking. 1 second. That's how the brain needs to work. Every person who's success in one area, not only in spirituality, it's obsession of the certainty. It's not, let's try it. You don't try certainty. A famous football player don't try to throw the ball. A famous basketball player don't try. Nobody try. You go for it 100%. You go 100 or nothing. But if you go for let's try, then your whole life going to look like that. Why don't you start packing for next lifetime? Because you didn't do anything. But if you go for it. Remember, this is what it's all about.